YouTube Nation, what's going on? It's Matt Kenny Course. Happy July 28th. Happy Tuesday. Today, we are going to go over the Madden 21 closed beta feedback, going over for you guys the article in the Gridiron Notes. Look, I know you guys can just read this article on your own. That's why we're not going to go over it like a first grader. Today, our goal is simple. It's a voiceover by Matt Kennedy going over, hey, what actually matters? Okay? Going into my 7th year of Madden, it's hard to believe. It really is. And it's honestly making me feel a little bit old right now, but it's okay because we all got to get old at one point in our life. I played this Madden 15. I was in 8th grade, and I'm like, hey, I'm going to get the new Madden this year. And I started playing Mutt in Mutt 15. I've been playing Madden forever, but like Mutt? Going into my 7th year of Mutt. So I'm a competitive player. I'm also a Mutt vet. I would say a vet's at least 3-4 years in, right? So I would say I'm actually an experienced player now, not even a vet. But anyway, overall though, like the thing that I don't like is they use this article and they use it in the stream. They first say what's new in the game. We already knew that was new in the game. Like when it talks about like, new celebration run mechanics, pre-snap adjustments, defensive lock stuff. There's new archetypes for running styles. So like agile is like McCaffrey and Barkley probably, can change direction, fast, smoother, and quicker specialist moves. You have to have a skill position like a running back, wide receiver with 80 agility or above and under 225 pounds. So probably McCaffrey and Barkley. Agile small is going to be people like Tariq Cohen, Tyreek Hill, etc. Small people, similar to Agile, but with a shorter, quicker stride length. Probably harder to tackle, like a little bit, move, doing little, swerving, right, in the open field. So Agile small could be very OP, but I think Tariq Cohen's only running back at launch. So if Tariq Cohen has a very OP like launch card like last year, the 87 card last year, he could be very OP at launch. Bruiser, okay. Bruiser quick, okay. So Bruiser quick is Derrick Henry. He could be very OP. He's pretty much like a bruiser back, but he's gonna be quick. That's pretty cool actually. And of course, bruiser heavy, probably like someone like, Jerome Bettis in modern time. But that's really it for like the newest additions. They call it additional gameplay features. That section of the article is pretty much saying, hey, like this is what we added that was new in the game. Did you see that? That's literally all they said. Nothing new, just them reminding us, hey, this is what we added, okay? This was the upvoted feedback. The first one is going to be no user improvements on defense, and they pretty much said this. We feel like the defensive player should be that slow. We don't agree with users, covering the whole field. We don't, agree that, you can cover 4 routes at once or even 2 routes at once because in real life, they pretty much commit to 1 route. So for the most part, maybe like 2 or 3 gifted zone defenders, in the NFL can cover multiple routes at once. So the whole point of what I'm saying though is that there is no increase in usering the linebacker. So in essence, usering is going to be fair for all. It might make some people play more deep coverages because then that way the CPU can watch deep while you watch the middle of the field or underneath. So it's going to make you almost commit. Are you playing deep every play or are you playing underneath every play? As your ratings increase, Shazier, Roquan Smith, all these user gods, Devin White, as they increase in speed, they will become better and better and better, getting close and closer to Madden 20 usering, but it will never be the same. But it will get closer and closer, they said, until Madden 20, as you upgrade your player. It won't be the same, but it will get better, which is huge. Now look, I will say right now, I'm going to be honest with you guys, I already know what the meta is going to be next year. It's going to be man coverage. And I'm going to explain why right now. So, if zones aren't going to be that OP this year, and also you're not going to be able to cover all the loopholes in the zone, for example, cover 2, what's the loophole? The middle of the field. But you can just use it at Madden 20. You can't do that anymore. Because in cover 2, the middle of the field, if you go deep, the middle of the field's wide open. If you cover the middle of the field, then that means the deep middle's open. So I think what everyone's going to do is do that cover 2 man bullshit where you have 2 deep safeties that help you and you can click on. And guys, look, I have nothing against this. It's just being smart. I might even move this next year. It isn't going to be the meta, but we'll see. So when you know it's a pass, no matter what, people are going to be doing dime formations, nickel formations. That way you have stellar corners on the receivers. And then you're going to user the guy that's guarding the running back. Or you're just usering one of the, if it's cover 1 robber, you're going to be covering the middle zone guy. That's in a middle zone, right? So when the guy calls hike, first of all, stop. Pass rush is buffed. And I can scroll down right here, all the way down here. Wait for it. There it is. AI pass rush does not seem as effective. We have slightly boosted the win probabilities of AI D-line. So the pass rush defenders for AI got buffed. So if it got buffed without abilities, that helps the players that don't have abilities. So if I have Alan Page, and if I have Myles Garrett, and if I have, Julius Peppers and then Von Miller, even though Von Miller only has edge threat, I can send 4 every time and drop 7. 2 of them are in deep blues, and then the rest of the 5 defenders are in man coverage. If I send 4 every time with the boosted pass rush, especially edge threat, but even if edge threat is double teamed, the other AI, they got buffed. I'm going to get pressure almost every time with just rushing 4 people every time. Boom, 4, sack, boom, 4, sack. Because the man coverage can be very OP with certain adjustments. So I don't think blitzing will be, maybe that pinch block blitz will be a thing. But I think that if you can just send 4 every time and still get adequate pressure, I would rather send 4 and drop 7 than blitz. If you blitz and then it's a lucky slant or something, touchdown. You would rather have those 2 deep safeties for help. So I feel like honestly, I can't really see where this game's going. You know what I'm saying? Especially because there's this new thing where it's where is it? Right there. Defensive back lock-on mechanic. There's a lot of defensive back wins this year. They even had a thing where it's zone coverage is going to be a little bit buffed this year because people are saying it's not as OP. They're not wrecking the zones. So I feel honestly, but that would actually help the argument that zones are better than man coverage though. I don't know. The whole point of what I'm saying though, guys, that this game, dude, I'm going through this article. There's not a whole lot of stuff they said. They did change the hurdle and the truck back. So now hurdling is back to Y or triangle. And then obviously truck's back to the R stick. That's really good. They are saying that where is it? Quick on picks. Player switching is what they call it, but we call it quick ons. A quick on pick is when it's thrown deep and then you switch players and then press Y, all that stuff. When you do a quick on pick, it was broken, but now it's fixed. They said that they tried a new code in the game to try something out. It failed. So quick on picks are the same as Madden 20. That's a huge W because quick on picks are a big part of defense. Especially because a player might be open, but then your skill can click on and then do a hit stick for the catch or click on and then intercept it. Fatigue penalties for scrambling quarterbacks are too severe, so people were too punished by this. So pretty much they said, hey, like if you are fatigued and you get a hit stick, you're probably going to be penalized. And if you don't fumble, then you're very lucky. But what they're saying though is that like when you're not getting hit and you don't get hit, you're not going to be as tired, if that makes sense. They're not going to punish you like you're so slow and so tired. Like that's kind of like unrealistic because NFL players play like their hardest. Pass rush got buffed. It's a huge one. No more quarterbacks being stripped in the pocket. That's a huge one, bro. Like they can still fumble, but they can only fumble if the defender has a strip ability, or when I'm hit as I throw, that can be a fumble. But if I have Tom Brady or Lamar Jackson, like Mahomes, they're not gonna fumble that easily if I just get sacked. Like if I get sacked from behind or something, like it could be a fumble, but it's just like it's all luck. Like if you just have these fumbles just like be randomly generated, like that's BS. Like, oh, I lost because I got sacked and fumbled. I couldn't control that. It's BS. And then like they fixed like these reported bugs, incorrect player pictures. I mean that should be fixed anyway. Jeez, pink arm equipment, rainbow. I mean, cool. I guess it's not really what I asked for. Visor is not positioned on helmets correctly. That should be fixed already. Game tags cover the play clock when playing online. That should be fixed already. That was never a problem before. Coach adjustments reset after every drive. I mean, that's fine. Cool. What's next? And by the way, those coach adjustments and the coverage depth adjustments, that one I might not mess with yet, but I might have. So here's what I'm gonna leave you guys on, okay? You guys should be waiting until don't do like all these great defensive schemes yet. You kind of want to wait until you see what the meta is and then figure out a good scheme that also stops the meta. So if everyone keeps running the ball all the time again, then do a run or do a defensive scheme that has a good run defense. Or if everyone's doing this certain route combination, do like cover 4 palms or do cover 3 sky weak, or figure out a defensive scheme coverage that always beats that coverage. So that's what I'm saying. Like, there's really not much I can tell you guys. Like, you guys, like, I missed a lot of stuff. Like, I missed it. There's a lot of stuff in this article I missed. But I can't go over it all, guys. It'll be like a 15, 20-minute video. No one wants to watch that. So we'll keep it around 10 minutes here. I'll let you guys go. But, again, what's next? July 31st. They're going to go over X Factors and Superstar abilities. That's kind of stupid. I mean, I think we already know a lot of the superstars, and we already know there's not many new ones. I thought that was already released on the franchise. Like, I thought a lot of YouTubers were making videos about all the X Factors and stuff. So, I mean, I don't understand why that's the next step. I think that they already kind of went over a lot of the X Factors and stuff. But, I mean, I'll still be there and watch their stream or whatever, and I'll still, read the article for you guys. But, I mean, after July 31st, this Friday, I think the next step has to be MUT. So, MUT fans, be ready. Take care, guys. And again, I wouldn't get your hopes up yet for anything. Don't complain yet. Wait till the game comes out. See how everyone's reacting to it at launch. But I will say one thing. I think that honestly, don't get your hopes up if you're a bad user. If you're a really good user, it works both ways. You're mad. You're mad because usering got nerfed. But you're also happy because now your opponent cannot have this god user. So user linebackers can still be good, but you have to have a god user linebacker that's very agile. Someone like Ryan Shazier, Devin White, Roquan Smith. You have or like a sub linebacker and put in Taylor Mays and put him in as a linebacker, right? Sub package. So the whole point of what I'm saying though is that don't get your hopes up, because all these nerds and all these tryhards, they're gonna come up with this defensive scheme where, hey, I'm going to make it where I don't need a god user in this scheme. I can only watch this area of the field and I already know everything else is locked up. So you know what I'm saying? Like even pinch buck blitz, like that's all you do is use her that middle of the field anyway for slants. So like pinch buck blitz could come back. I'm not promoting it, I'm just stating facts. I'm not promoting to do the man coverage blitz. I'm just saying that's what's going to be. I promise you. So I think pinch buck blitz will be back. Mid blitz will be back. Be ready for it. Take care. Adios. Let me know your thoughts. Bye-bye.